Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Daisy.
And this is the Film Joe podcast where we invite you to talk film.
We'll talk about the good, the bad,
and the not so bad, all in the spirit and for the love of film. Catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast fix.
So join us on the Film Joe podcast,
where film talk happens.
3, 2, 1, yeah! Welcome to Ouch. Was that a ghost? This podcast may contain graphic material, which some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Help me.
Now that we covered that, here's your host, Liss.
Welcome back to Ouch Was That a Ghost with Liss and
Cousin Kate.
Catherine?
Kate. This is a fun activity. This isn't serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Catherine is only when it's in regards to Busco.
And scholarship, yes.
Okay, perfect.
You know, I wanted to tell you this is one of my New Year's resolutions is to spend more time with my cousins. This is my second resolution, and I think I'm doing it.
Well, if we're going to spend more time together, would you be open to doing ghost tours with me?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared about stuff like that. I know there's one in Providence I actually have been wanting to do, and I did do one in New Orleans. So, yeah, I'll do it.
You went to New Orleans and did one?
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you do?
I don't know, something about vampires and, crazy, like phantom people sucking blood and everything. I don't know what it was called. That's what I got out of it.
So you enjoyed it, huh?
There were some really drunk people on our tour, so I was more like just kind of entertained by them than I didn't get to hear like the real stories, But it was nice to walk around. It's beautiful.
Which one's in Providence?
I don't know. It just said Providence Ghost Tours. It always comes up on my phone. And actually, I think I know a girl who does it like one night. We'll have to find out and go.
100%. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I love doing those. Even if you don't see any like spirits or anything paranormal, it's really fun. The historical part, I love it.
Right. Yeah. That's what I would think too.
Yeah. Everyone I've gone on lately has been nothing. We did like a graveyard tour in Plymouth.
Uh-huh.
Down by like Plymouth Rock and the Mayflower, and we saw nothing. But it was fun. It was fun seeing all the old, like the first courthouse, the place where King Philip's head was stuck on a pole. I don't want to say that like that's not fun, but the commemoration rock that they have there.
I feel like that area is like oversaturated with stuff, so that if there are ghosts or whatever, they're probably gonna go somewhere to like a nearby town or something than stay there. It's too much there.
Every single street has like hauntings there.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we went to, I don't know if you listened to the episode on Billy's house.
Which one? How could I miss that one?
Billy's Experience, I think it said, was the name of it.
No, I'll have to listen to it. Sorry. I thought I listened to all of them.
No one ever listens to them all. That's fine.
No, I do. I try.
All right. So this is a haunting that you do know.
Great.
This is located about 7 miles away from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh.
Across the water sits George's Island.
Oh, yes!
See? You know it.
I know it.
It's 39 acres. I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, it feels way smaller than that.
And it's located in Boston Harbor. That's where Fort Warren is found. Fort Warren in the early 1600s was used primarily for agriculture. And then after the War of 1812, the government decided it needed to build up some defense along the coast. And this was the perfect spot because you can see enemies coming if they were planning an attack towards Boston Harbor. In 1825, it became a spot for coastal defense. The forts were built out of granite that was found in nearby quarries in Quincy. And it continuously grew for 20 years until its completion. During Civil War time, Fort Warren, the Union Fort, was actively used for the first time as a training site, as a living quarters, as a living quarters. That doesn't make sense. As living quarters. The fort.
How many quarters does it cost to live here? 2?
Yes.
I'll take it. No, I'm thinking about those forts. I remember we used to go to those all the time in like school field trips, or we went on the boat there. And all I can remember is it smelled like piss in there.
That's what you remember of it?
Yes.
I remember going through the tunnels and seeing the cannons, and I thought they were so cool because they left everything out in the coffin. That every field trip I went on there, one boy would climb into the coffin and wait until the girls walked by and jump out and scare the crap out of us.
Wow, you guys had better field trips than my class. We didn't have any coffins at our one.
Really? There's one. There's one like over on the side when you walk down one of the.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's a tunnel, but like an underground area that you walk. You walk down a few steps. Oh.
I'm pissed at our field trips anyway. We had a field trip to the dike. That was a literal field trip we had. It was organized. I could have walked there. Could have got up and walked over there. And there was a lady teaching us about like the marshes and everything. And I was so pissed because I'm like, other schools are going to like Canopy Lake Park and I'm going to the dike right here.
That's horrible.
I know. I think I wrote a letter too of complaint.
How old were you?
Probably like 9th grade.
Oh, okay. I'm picturing like a 7-year-old. Like, all right.
No,
I don't think that you're taking your job serious enough.
No, I think Catherine. 9th grade. I had already taken Sincerely, Catherine.
The fort was built into a pentagon shape with the middle field open. Outside the Pentagon, the walls were lined with cannons. The fort also acted as a Civil War prison for deserters and prisoners of war, like Confederate soldiers. Surprisingly, this was known as one of the most humane prisons. They treated the Confederate soldiers very well. They had clean, large cells, and they weren't like mean to them. There was no complaints that I saw.
I'd like a little more information on that. Clean, large cells. It doesn't. This makes it good?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to see some of the other cells at the other forts before I can render my decision on that.
So now on to the haunting part.
Yeah, come on.
The story goes that Melanie Lanier, the new wife of a Confederate soldier, Sam Lanier, they were only married for 3 months. She was in Georgia or in North Carolina, I've seen both, when her husband was deployed to fight in the war. In 1861, Melanie received a letter which informed her that her husband was imprisoned in Fort Warren.
Oh, no.
The two started writing back and forth and decided to have an escape plan, which is funny. I didn't know that they could write letters back and forth.
They would still bring a mail.
Yeah. See how humane they were?
I mean, it's starting to sound a lot better. It really is. But they didn't read their mail, like escape plan, and nobody like read through it.
They set the cakes in with the files right in the middle. A biscuit with a hatchet in the middle.
Yeah, that's right.
To Melanie, this would not do. She made the trip from either Georgia or North Carolina, I've seen both, to Hull, Massachusetts. And when she was in Hull, Massachusetts, she stayed with sympathizers. Every day she would use a spy. She would use a spyglass.
Sympathizing with her. Her husband was like a Confederate soldier, right?
Yeah, but there were Confederate sympathizers here too that didn't agree with the Union soldiers.
Never even thought of that. I didn't know you were allowed to choose, what you believed in. So, okay.
I think you were allowed to outright say it, but I'm sure there were people that didn't agree with it.
Okay. So the sympathizers had her come and stay with them?
Yeah.
In Hull?
Yes.
Okay.
And every day she'd use a spyglass.
Do we know the last name of this family?
I do not. You're going to put them on blast? Wow. Every day she used a spyglass to watch the guards on George's Island, which was about a mile away. And she learned their routine until the day came when she was going to make her move. Melanie cut her hair and disguised herself in a men's Union soldier uniform. And she waited until night and she rode that mile to George's Island with an old pistol and a pickaxe concealed under her coat.
Wait, how did she get there?
She rode on a rowboat.
Oh, rode. I thought you said meant rode, like rode a car. I'm like, I don't think she can ride a car. She needs to ride a boat at least. Okay, she rode. Yeah, old school. She rode herself. Okay. All right, so she cut her hair. She's got the outfit on, and now she's going over there.
Yes. and she knows the pattern, so she can kind of sneak in undetected. So she made her ways to the forts on the island, again watching the guards and learning their pattern. With the help of some Confederate soldiers, she made her way to her husband's cell by whistling parts of a Southern tune and waiting for her husband to whistle part back. Like, that was their signal.
That's so good.
And she'd follow the tune till she found her husband. When she found his cell, she wiggled through the barred cell windows. Once she was inside, the Confederate soldiers in there helped hide Melanie from the Union soldiers. And then the pickaxe that she brought... What?
I totally forgot that she brought a pickaxe. I'm like just picturing her coming through first of all, she had to be pretty thin to get through the window. And all these Confederate supporters, they seem like they're like everywhere.
Well, these ones are like the inmates alongside her husband.
Oh, other inmates. Okay.
The pickaxe was used to take they were starting to take the bars out of the window so he could get out. But then the other prisoners were like, hey, if you're getting out, we want out too.
Yeah. So
they worked at this for a few weeks, and then... And then just
after a few weeks, they would just get thin enough to go, like, you don't eat, then you'll be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Those bars aren't that big, though.
Well,
you know what I mean? The space isn't that big.
I know, but still, I mean, if she could do it.
Yeah.
Just a thought. I mean, I know the prisons were so nice, they probably liked all the food and they couldn't stop.
Yeah, you're forgetting how nice this was.
Yeah.
When they were just about through, the Union soldiers heard the banging and sounded the alarm, and they rounded up all the Confederate soldiers. And there's a few versions. One is that Melanie managed to get the pistol from a Union soldier, and the soldier slapped the pistol out of Melanie's hand, and somehow the pistol went off, killing Melanie's husband. Oh. Or that Melanie pointed the pistol that she brought at the guard and pulled the trigger, and the pistol backfired, killing her husband.
Oh.
So either way,
the husband dies. Oh, my God.
And she was captured. Are you going to whistle a Southern tune?
That was her last whistle to the husband. She didn't even hear him whistle it back.
That's sad.
Yeah.
She was captured. She was sentenced to hang, being found guilty of espionage. Melanie's final request was to wear women's clothing while being executed. They didn't have any, so the best they could do was muster up like a black robe. In 1682, Melanie was executed and buried on the island in her black garb.
Oh, yes.
Soldiers immediately started claiming sightings of the ghost of a woman dressed in all black. One guard claimed that his neck was grabbed by the lady in black, and one claimed that a figure in all black shot towards him, and when he shot back, it went right through the figure's head. During one of the soldiers' regular poker games, they reported stones rolling across the floor. They heard disembodied voices. They'd see footprints in the snow that would just stop. Like, she'd take a few steps and just float away.
I wonder what kind of shoes she had on. I mean, she had the uniform. She must have had boots on. But I wonder if they found any feminine shoes to hang her in.
Yeah, I don't know. They said it was women's thighs, footprints, but unless it's just her feet. If she's barefoot, that would suck. For eternity, cold feet.
Welcome to my life.
In 1950, the fort was decommissioned, and in 1970, the fort was named a historical landmark, taken over by DCR, and you can take the ferry out to get there. To this day, the lady in black is still seen or heard on the island by visitors or tour guides.
Wow. I thought this was going to be about the lady with the lobster hands.
What lady with the lobster hands?
There was another story that went around, like the campfire, that there was, it was a lady or a man who, my dad would set the whole thing up to be scary, and then at the end he would say, and it had a claw for a hand, and it would be like, he would make this like lobster thing. You don't remember that?
I don't.
Okay, because I thought that's where we were headed.
That was on George's Island? Oh, that was just father original.
Could have been any one of those things. But I do remember the lady in black. I do remember that. I remember thinking about her walking around while we were in the tents. Yeah.
Oh, you camped out there?
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't.
I probably did. I bet you did. Don't remember. Yeah. I've gone there so many times, but I don't remember camping there.
Yeah. Probably we weren't supposed to. I'm sure it was somebody just pulled up with their boat and we just ended up having to stay there. You know?
I don't remember hearing any whistling if I did.
No. I wonder what it sounded like.
Old musical Kate. My old piano teacher.
I hope I was a good teacher and I wasn't mean.
No, you were great.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, now my son's learning piano, so I'm passing along the knowledge. He's like super instrumental right now.
Listen, it's a legacy I wanted to give to you.
Thank you
and
so
now
much.
I see that you're gonna give that legacy to your own kinfolk.
I am.
Wow.
I'm passing it down.
That's amazing. That's how families are so great. Yeah, I think I was a good entertainer. And, I ended up being like an activity director at a nursing home for a while in my adult life. And I think, I started off young because I was always trying to entertain people.
So I helped you with your training?
I think you did. I think you really did. And I wanted to thank you for that. You know what? I was so bossy when I was little that I feel bad. Like, I hope I wasn't super mean.
No.
Okay. I'm glad you
were like
don't feel that way.
You were like the cool older cousin. You know what I mean?
All right, good. Yes. Good. You know what I did to this one group of kids, though? This was mean, I'm going to tell you. I had a clubhouse, like, underneath my porch. There used to be a spot under the porch where it was, like, dirt, but we could fit in there because we were kids. And we had, like, a little clubhouse, and I collected dues from everybody. Now, how I came up with the idea of dues was that I was in Girl Scouts. Or brownies, and you paid dues, and that's all I knew. You pay dues or whatever. So I figured if you want to be in the club, you got to pay dues. So I made my 3 members pay. I think it was like 10 cents. Okay, 10 cents. Every time we met, you had to give 10 cents, and then I started to like amass a little bit of money, and I didn't know like what do you do with the dues. So then I was like, oh, we should go on a field trip and we could use that money to pay for the field trip. And we did. We went to the park and it was a great field trip. And we came back and I realized I hadn't spent any of the dues. So I took myself, note this, to Cumberland Farms and got myself some candy with that dues money. And I believe that was sort of the start of the downfall of the club.
When the treasurer started embezzling.
Well, we were attacked also. They set booby traps for us. Some boys came in and put worms in there and wrecked it. So, everything just happened at once. Yeah, they put worms in there and they dug a hole and then they covered it with a rug so that we would fall in it.
The club just went down quick, huh?
It did. It really
so sorry to hear that. Did you guys have a password to get in?
Oh, I'm sure we did, but I don't know what it was. I'm sure we had something, but it was always like, I was always the one like in charge, or even if we played school or whatever, I'm not only the teacher, I'm also the principal. If you're in trouble, I want to play that role of I'm going to get you in trouble. But I never realized that until I got older, that like I was a bossy kid. Like I thought, you don't think about yourself, when you're a kid. What's your personality like? You just kind of are, But the more I thought about it, there's like a whole bunch of things that add up to a bossy boots.
I think you were just very imaginative. Like you always had different ways to entertain yourself and others around you.
Wow, that's nice of you to say. Thank you. I think I still do the same thing. Everybody loves a good structured activity. Even though they act like they don't want to do it, everybody gets into it. I've done it in a million different situations and people will do it. I wanted to tell you briefly about my super vacation that I just had. Do you want to hear about it? Or do we don't have enough time?
No, we have plenty of time.
Okay. So, I was going to St. Lucia. It's like an island in the Caribbean, like it's way down, like almost to like Venezuela, I think. It's like one of the more southern ones, or eastern or western, I don't know which one it is, but it's down there. And I got on this American Airlines in JFK because I was in New York seeing my sister because I was visiting for baby David. No, babysitting, not visiting. I was babysitting him. Anyway, I've told this story so many times and now I can't think of it.
Now it's just evolving.
Yeah, in the context of everything that's been said. Okay, so they wanted me to check my bag, which I did not purposefully check because I like to just travel light. I have my own little roller bag. It was a carry-on. It fit in the box, but they were like, nope, you have to check it. And I was like, I have to? And they're like, yep, you have to. So I'm like, oh. So I gave my bag. So I got on the plane. We drove around for like 2 hours in like the mushy, slushy, icy, snowy rain. And then we drove back to the terminal and they said, you got to get off. We're not taking this plane. Okay. So I was supposed to go to Miami. And so I was panicking because I was going to miss a day. And I only had 5 days for this vacation. I was going to miss a day if I got a delayed flight and then I got it, all this. So I quickly went on my phone and I found a direct flight with JetBlue and it was $343. And I was like, yes, I booked it. I got off the plane that was just sitting there. And I said to the lady, okay, I need my bag. She was like, what? I'm like, I need to get my bag. I'm going on another flight. She goes, you can't go on another flight. Your bag is going on this flight. I was like, but you made me give you my bag. And she was like, I did? I said, yes, you did. You made me. Anyway, long story short, she was like, you can't travel without your bag. I said, watch me. And I left. And I went all the way to Terminal E, which was like 10 years away from the other terminal. Now, picture this. I just have a little backpack with like my makeup, my wallet, that stuff. No clothes, no nothing. I'm coming from winter and I'm going to St. Lucia. So I had like a half an hour. And what did I spy but a Ron John surf shop? Okay. Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was the only thing I needed something. So I bought like a pair of shorts, this like a dress that I would never in a million years wear, you know, a hat. Like I bought a whole bunch of shit and I folded it up and stuffed it in my backpack. And then I didn't have room for my other stuff. So I had to put that in a paper bag. So now here I am. I got on the flight. I have no sandals, no nothing. I get there. I rented a 1-room ocean view. That was my thing. When I get there, they're like, oh, you have to come over here and meet with these people. And I didn't know what was going on. I was tired. And they were like, oh, Miss Johnson, we messed up on your reservation. I was like, oh, man. And they're like, so we're going to give you this other one instead, but it's like an upgrade. I was like, all right. So all of a sudden, I'm not even kidding you, people came from out of nowhere, like giving me stuff. Someone came and took my bags. Someone came and gave me
your
like a
paper
cloth
bag?
Yeah. I was a paper bag. Someone gave me a cloth to wash my hands. That was so nice. You know, they give you drinks, they give you everything. And then they brought me to my residence, which is a complete villa. Okay. So I couldn't believe it. I didn't understand what was going on and I don't know what got mixed up. But when they opened the door and they showed me, I'm not kidding you. I had my own swimming pool. It was an infinity pool and it overlooked the beach. I had 3 bathrooms. 2 bedrooms, a gourmet kitchen, unbelievable. And this part is even the most unbelievable part. A butler. Now, I don't know, you know, where this concept, you know, is allowed, but I was disturbed by it at first. But they said, here's Daryl, he's your butler. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, if
I don't even know what to say.
Paid for it, it's not like he's doing it for free.
I know, but I still felt like super weird about it. So I'm like, okay, you know what, Daryl? Why don't you just go home and I'll say you were here, you know, and that'd be fine. And he was like, oh no, you know, like I'm here to serve you. So for the next 5 days, I was treated as a VIP guest. Okay. Wow. Meaning I got walked everywhere by Daryl. I got the best spot in the restaurant with the best view of the ocean. I got fresh fruit and freshly made chocolates brought to me every day. I got to go to the spa and get a massage. And I knew everybody. I met everybody. I met every single person there because I was like high the whole time, just high on the fact that this was happening to me. Mm-hmm. It was like an epic, mind-blowing experience because I never felt like, even if I got in the tub when I first got there, I sat in the tub with all my clothes on and I cried because of the tub. Okay, this tub, there aren't words to say how good it was. I'm only just telling you like little bits and pieces, but the truth is it was like a spiritual experience that I had on this vacation. And I don't know how I got it. It was like an unwarranted gift, you know? And I'm so grateful. And when I left, I cried. I hugged all the people and I felt like it was my own little magical world there, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm still texting with Daryl. Daryl and I are friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I know, but then on the way home, I left my phone in the shuttle. So I came home and I didn't have a phone for a few days, but I figured it had to be, that made sense with the whole trip, you know, just a lot of things went off. But yeah, it was a trip of a lifetime. And then I looked up the price. So my whole trip cost less than 1 night at this place that I stayed. And I can send you the video I took a video of it. And I invited everybody. I was like this, hey, my name is Catherine. And I have a great villa up here all to myself. Would you like to come over? And like tons of people came over and used the pool. It was
that's
great.
Cool.
It was a life-altering experience.
You're so brave going on those. I could do a solo vacation like that.
I love it. I meet so many people. It's just better because you have to ask somebody, hey, where should I go? What restaurants should I do? You know, but if you're with somebody, that's just you and them, you just talk amongst yourselves. So it feels very liberating. I feel kind of rebellious doing it. So that's why I like it.
I just feel like I'm going to get like kidnapped and murdered immediately.
Yeah. I never think of those things, which is probably bad. Oh, my therapist says I have poor safety awareness. And I have to agree. I do. Yeah. Poor safety awareness. Apparently that's a thing. I'm working on it though.
But that's amazing.
I know. Can you believe it? I'm writing like a long letter to these people at the resort to let them know what a life-changing experience I had.
Oh,
I'm
that's
trying to
sweet.
get Daryl a raise.
Did he get to sit down and have dinner and stuff with you?
No, he wouldn't. He could have. I invited him everywhere we went. But, he would just kind of fade off. One day I said, they had 6 pools. I said, I want to go to every pool today. So it was this huge, big resort up a hill. We went to the very top. He drove me up there, dropped me off with like a towel and like a Evian bottle of water. I went in that pool. He came back 1 hour later, drove me to the next pool. 1 hour later, we did that the whole day.
That's amazing. It's
so unbelievable. And every guy there is like hotter than the next. Every single guy. So, and they're all, everybody's like, hi, like you just feel like, I don't know, just I felt like a celebrity, but a good one, like a nice one, not a jerk. A social worker celebrity. So that's part of Catherine too. That type of thing would only happen to Catherine. So
not to Kate.
No. Catherine has it like she has more power.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on again.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. You can find us on all social media platforms. If you have a story you'd like to share, you can email me at ouchwasataghost@yahoo.com. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you need more content or just want to help support the podcast, head on over to patreon.com and search Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you need some schnazzy merch, you can find it at crowdmade.com by searching Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you have a story you'd like to share, you can email it to ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and all the other social media platforms under Ouch, Was That a Ghost?
Help me.
All links can also be found on ouchwasthataghost.com.